what we call resilience. And resilience is defined as the capacity to prepare for, recover from, and adapt in the face of stress, challenge, or adversity. That's what resilience is. So we have to build capacity. We have to build it in our day. One of my favorite quotes from Aristotle: we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an action, but a habit. My other quote that I love is from Navy SEALs: you do not rise to the level of your expectations, you fall to the level of your training. I'm hoping you're getting the flavor of this, okay? And I'll show you how to do this in a moment. So my question to you guys is this: if you want to create rituals or habits in your life, when's the best time to create habits in your life? When the seas are calm or when the seas are stormy? Which one? When they're calm. When they're stormy, bets off, I'm just trying to get through the storm. I'm going to stop everything. I'm going to stop working out. I just have to get the job done. It's when you have calm seas is when you build your rituals. So the way I like to build rituals with my patients is what I call through the buoys. Now, buoys, you know what a buoy is, right? It kind of floats on the water. And when you start building buoys in your life, which means places where they become safe harbors, ways that you can start to feel rejuvenated, you start to integrate them into your life. So a buoy is like if you have a storm and you put your hand up and you catch a buoy, you pull yourself out, right? You can breathe. And when you breathe, you can regulate, right? And when you regulate, does the frontal lobe open or close? Open. And when it opens, you kind of go, where is the land? What direction do I need to go, right? While you're hanging on to that buoy. And then what do you have to do? You dive back in. You're regulated. You're ready to go. You know the direction. And if you miss one buoy, boom, you get another buoy. So the more buoys, I'll explain what a buoy is in a second, the more buoys you have in your life positioned in times and locations, you're going to set yourself up for regulation at some point. So what are buoys? There are 4 buoys: your who buoy, your what buoy, your where buoy, and your when buoy. Your who buoy. Your who buoy is a person that you can lean on. You feel safe, uplifted, grounded. Again, don't get stuck in the words. You feel settled. You feel a sense of clarity. You feel reassured. It could be one person or more than one person. Those are your who buoys. Your what buoys. Your what buoys are your tools, things you do. We touched on a couple here today. Mine are, yoga, cold plunge, kung fu, all the different things I do. And the more who buoys and what buoys you have, then you just have to position them in your where and when, times and locations. Does that make sense? Okay? Now, again, especially in stormy times, you want to have these anchored in beforehand. You don't want to you ain't going to create them when you're stressed. You create them when you're outside of that place. Qualifying question to determine if a buoy makes it into your life. Does this buoy provide me the outcome of a regulated state? So you remember the definition of a regulated state in the beginning? Here it is again. A more settled body, a clearer mind, grounded enough to respond to the moment instead of react. That's my expression, but you get the flavor of it, right? So when you think about these buoys, do they provide that to you? Now, there's 2 qualities to these buoys. Quality number 1, those that feel good and good for you. We love those. But I encourage you to have the other quality buoy. Those that don't always feel good initially, but they're good for you. When you have a who buoy that will call you out when you're not at your standard, when you're not at integrity, that's the who buoy. You don't want the buoy that says good, good, good when it's not really good, right? So you need to have groups and people and a person that will hold you to that standard, okay? Now, I want to mention something about the who buoy. Funny even when you say it. Your who buoy, it's super important. When you have to hang on to that who buoy, you got to get real clear to tell the who buoy one really important thing. I'm hanging on to you either for solutions. I need to hear some outcomes of changes and improvements. I need to know what I'm doing, or I just need to vent and there's sounds coming out of my mouth like the zebra and there's no meaning. I just need you to hear me and be there for me. Because if you don't differentiate that, either for the who buoy, and if you're a who buoy yourself, It's a good question to ask. Do you want solutions or you just want me to hear you?